Welcome back to Coins Master, the ultimate destination for discovering hidden treasure right inside your pocket change. Grab your seat, because today we are diving deep into a mind-blowing journey about one of the most mysterious and valuable coins from United States history, the 1974 Liberty 1 dime, the coin that says "In God We Trust," and could be worth up to $45,000 today. Yes, you heard it right. A dime. Just 10 cents. But this one dime from 1974, minted in Philadelphia, has shocked collectors across the globe, and it might just be sitting in your coin jar right now. So stay tuned till the end of this live session because you don't want to miss the coin that could make you rich. Let's begin this incredible story with a little bit of history. It all starts with the man whose face is engraved on this legendary coin, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States. In 1946, just after his death, the U.S. Mint introduced the Roosevelt dime to honor his memory and lifelong battle against polio. And from that point on, every single American dime featured his profile on the obverse side, replacing the previous winged Liberty head, often called the Mercury dime. Now, fast forward to the year 1974. The world was going through economic tension, the aftermath of the Vietnam War was being felt, and inflation was beginning to rear its ugly head in the U.S. economy. But while most people were busy managing daily life, something extraordinary was quietly rolling off the coin presses at the Philadelphia Mint, something that would only gain attention decades later: the 1974 Liberty dime. This coin looks just like any ordinary Roosevelt dime. It features Roosevelt's bust facing left, the word Liberty arched above his head, and the powerful words "In God We Trust" boldly engraved under his chin. The date 1974 sits at the bottom, and unlike coins from Denver or San Francisco, this one has no mint mark, which is typical for dimes minted in Philadelphia at that time. But what makes this coin so incredibly special and valuable? Here's where it gets exciting. While millions of 1974 dimes were struck, only a small number survived in exceptional condition. A rare few have minting errors. Some have off-center strikes, double die obverse errors, and even wrong planchet strikes, meaning the coin was mistakenly printed on a metal blank meant for a different denomination. And collectors go wild over these minting mistakes. Let me give you a little example. Just recently, a 1974 Roosevelt dime with a double die error, graded by a top-tier certification company, was sold for an unbelievable $45,000 at auction. Yes, a 10-cent coin, selling for $45,000. That's the price of a luxury car. And it's not just one. Other 1974 dimes in near-perfect condition, those graded MS-67 or MS-68 full bands, have fetched thousands to tens of thousands of dollars on collector markets like Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers. But let me explain what full bands means. On the reverse side of the Roosevelt dime, there is a torch, the central symbol of liberty, enlightenment, and freedom. That torch is flanked by an olive branch and an oak branch, representing peace and strength. The torch's grip has horizontal lines called bands, and when these bands are fully struck and clearly separated, not blurred, the coin is given a full bands designation. These full bands coins are rarer and therefore far more valuable. The condition of the coin is everything. A simple worn-out 1974 dime from your change jar might be worth only face value, but a mint-state version, especially with unique characteristics or errors, can transform that common coin into a once-in-a-lifetime treasure. And with today's growing interest in coin collecting, values are skyrocketing. Let's talk about the circulation facts. In 1974, the Philadelphia Mint produced around over 456 million Roosevelt dimes. Sounds like a lot, right? But what most people don't realize is that the vast majority of those coins have been worn down through circulation. Only a microscopic percentage exist in gem uncirculated condition today. And even fewer have any kind of mint error. That's why collectors are willing to pay so much. These coins are extraordinarily rare in top grades. Now here's what you should do right now. Grab your coin collection. Go through your change. Check your drawers, your wallet, that old piggy bank in the attic, because you might have a 1974 Roosevelt dime just sitting there. Look for these things, Is the date clear and readable? Does the coin have sharp details, especially on the torch and Roosevelt's hair? Are there any strange lines, doubling of letters, or off-center impressions? If you find any of these signs, don't spend it. Protect it immediately. You'll want to submit it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. A high grade on that coin could mean the difference between 10 cents and tens of thousands of dollars. And let's not forget the power of story. Every coin tells a tale, a journey through decades, through history, through countless hands. Imagine holding a coin from 1974, minted during the Cold War era, the Watergate scandal, and global unrest, and now, that very dime could pay off your student loan, buy you a new car, or change your life overnight. So why is this dime going viral now? It's the age of the treasure hunt. Social media has exploded with viral videos of people finding rare coins in parking lots, thrift stores, or inherited from grandparents. Viewers are fascinated by the idea that a single coin could be worth more than their paycheck. And the 1974 P Liberty dime is one of the most talked about coins on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. Coin collectors are racing to find one in high-grade condition before prices go even higher. Let's take a moment to talk about the future potential. The coin market has been consistently rising over the years. As more and more people join the world of numismatics, especially younger generations, the demand for rare coins is growing. That means the value of rare 1974 dimes will likely continue to rise. Today it's worth $45,000. Who knows what it could be worth tomorrow? Before we wrap up, here's a quick bonus tip for all our viewers. Always store your rare coins in protective holders, away from moisture, sunlight, or rough handling. A single scratch can drop the value dramatically. Coins are graded from poor P1 all the way up to perfect mint state, MS70, and that grade is your ticket to the highest possible value. Now I want to hear from you. Have you ever come across a 1974 Roosevelt dime? Do you have coin jars sitting at home waiting to be explored? Have you ever checked your coins closely for mint marks, doubling, or errors? Comment below and let us know, because your next coin could be a life changer. And don't forget, subscribe to Coins Master right now. Hit that like button if you've learned something new, share this video with your friends and family so they can join the hunt, and turn on the bell notifications so you never miss a chance to learn about the next $1 million coin. This is your moment. The 1974 P. Roosevelt dime is more than a coin. It's a piece of American history. It's a collector's dream. And for a lucky few, it's a ticket to fortune. Thank you for joining us live, and as always, keep hunting, keep checking your change, and never underestimate the power of pocket treasure. See you in the next video, right here on Coins Master. Today we're unlocking the incredible story behind a tiny coin that once bought a stick of gum, but now, it could buy you a luxury car. Stay with me, because this is not just a coin, it's a legend, it's history in your pocket, and it could be worth $45,000 or more in today's market. So, let's dive into the exciting, mysterious, and valuable world of the 1967 Roosevelt dime, a United States coin that reads proudly, Liberty, across the top, with the powerful motto, "In God We Trust." Beside the iconic profile of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, this coin is much more than just spare change. It's a symbol of history, patriotism, and rare collector's passion. But what makes this particular coin from 1967 so incredibly special? Why are collectors offering thousands, and in rare cases, even more, just to get their hands on the perfect specimen? Buckle up, because we're about to find out. Let's rewind the clock back to the year 1967. America was going through rapid transformation. The civil rights movement was in full force. The Vietnam War was raging on. The space race between the United States and the Soviet Union was heating up. It was an era filled with hope, tension, and major change. In the middle of all this, the United States Mint was producing billions of coins, and among them was the 1967 Roosevelt dime. Now here's the twist. 1967 was a transitional year in American coinage. Just a couple of years earlier, in 1965, the U.S. Mint made a historic decision. They removed silver from circulating dimes and quarters. This meant the Roosevelt dimes minted in 1967 were composed of a copper-nickel clad. A new era had begun. But even without silver, the 1967 dime became something extraordinary. Because unlike most coins that just pass through hands and get forgotten, a select few of these 1967 Roosevelt dimes became absolute unicorns in the world of coin collecting. Let's talk numbers. The United States Mint produced more than 2.2 billion dimes in 1967. That's right, over 2 billion. But not all of them are equal. You see, in 1967, the Mint did not use mint marks to identify coins from Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. This was done intentionally to discourage coin hoarding during the coin shortage of the mid-1960s.so. What does that mean for you, the coin hunter? It means that even though there were billions made, finding one in pristine condition, untouched, uncirculated, with razor-sharp detail, is extremely rare. And when a 1967 Roosevelt dime appears in MS-68 or higher condition, certified by grading companies like PCGS or NGC, the value can skyrocket. We're talking about coins that have sold for tens of thousands of dollars at auction. One particular example, a 1967 Roosevelt dime graded MS-68 with full bands, sold for nearly $5,000. But wait, the story doesn't end there. Enter the world of errors and varieties, the realm where coins break all the rules. There are 1967 dimes with incredible mint errors, like off-center strikes, double dies, wrong planchet strikes, broad strikes, and even missing clad layer errors. These are the kinds of coins collectors go crazy for. Some of these error dimes from 1967 have fetched upwards of $10,000 to $45,000. Yes, you heard that right. So imagine this. You're checking your old coin jar, maybe your grandma's coin purse, or even your local flea market, and there it is. A 1967 Roosevelt dime that looks just a little different. Maybe the design looks a bit off, maybe it feels a bit lighter, or the edges look odd. That could be an error coin, and that could be your golden ticket. Let's also not forget about proof coins. These are specially made coins struck for collectors using polished dies and planchets to create a mirror-like finish. While 1967 proof dimes were part of special mint sets, and not issued in large quantities like other years, they are still highly sought after. A proof-like 1967 dime in ultra-high grade, especially with no scratches, toning, or handling marks, could fetch thousands. But the real jackpot? That's the ultra-rare combination, a 1967 dime with a significant mint error in perfect condition. That's where collectors have been known to offer $45,000 or more, depending on rarity, eye appeal, and historical significance. These coins don't just sell, they set records. So, how can you tell if your 1967 dime is worth big money? Here are some quick things to look for. Does it have an unusual color, shine, or tone? Does it have a perfect strike with visible lines on the torch, known as full bands? Does it have an error, like doubling, missing letters, or an off-center strike? Is it in uncirculated or mint condition, no scratches, no wear? If so, you're sitting on a gold mine. And don't try to clean it. Collectors value original coins just the way they are. Cleaning a valuable coin can actually ruin its value. So what's the current market value of a high-grade 1967 Roosevelt dime? Well, a standard circulated example might only be worth face value, just 10 cents. But once you go into mint state, and especially MS-66, MS-67, or MS-68 with full bands, the value can jump to hundreds or even thousands of dollars. And as we've mentioned, those rare error coins or pristine examples can reach the $45,000 range. This is why coin collecting is more than just a hobby. It's a journey into history, art, economics, and even treasure hunting. Every coin in your pocket could have a story, and some could be worth a small fortune. So if you're just joining us, we've been exploring the incredible value and history of the 1967 Roosevelt dime, a coin that represents more than just 10 cents. It's a piece of American legacy. And while billions were made, Only a few survive in the top grades and rare error forms that make them worth tens of thousands of dollars today. If you have a 1967 dime sitting in your collection, get it checked by a professional grader. You never know, that one little coin could change your life. And if you've enjoyed this deep dive into the world of valuable coins, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next big discovery. Drop a comment below if you've ever found an old coin in your change, and let's talk about it live right now. This is your host from Coins Master, signing off with one final reminder: always check your change. Because hidden in plain sight might be the next $45,000 dime. Welcome to one of the most exciting, electrifying, and jaw-dropping live coin revelations ever shared on this platform. Sit back, hold tight, because what I'm about to show you might just be hiding in your pocket, your old piggy bank, or buried deep in a forgotten drawer. Yes, we are talking about a tiny yet powerful piece of American history. The 1985 Liberty I dime, the Roosevelt dime, proudly inscribed with the words, "In God We Trust," is more than just 10 cents. It could be your golden ticket to a $45,000 payday. Let that sink in. That small silver-toned coin that most of us pass around without a second thought could be worth more than a brand new luxury car, more than a year's salary, more than what most people dream of finding in an old box of change. So what makes the 1985 Roosevelt dime so incredibly valuable? Let's take a deep dive into the hidden history, the secret behind its rarity, and what you need to look out for. Let's rewind the clock. The year is 1985. Ronald Reagan is president. The Cold War is still in full tension. Michael Jordan is just getting started in the NBA. The world is changing fast, but in Denver, Colorado, inside the U.S. Mint facility, something subtle yet extraordinary was happening. Millions of dimes were being struck at the Denver Mint. That's where the D mint mark comes from. Over 697 million dimes rolled out of production lines that year. At first glance, nothing seemed unusual. But as time passed and sharp-eyed collectors began reviewing coins under magnifying glasses and microscopes, some unusual patterns began to appear. Certain 1985 Roosevelt dimes featured striking errors. Some were off-center. Some had doubled dies. Others had extremely rare full-band strikes. Some even had planchet errors where the coin was struck on the wrong metal. One in particular stood out. It was perfectly preserved, an extremely rare mint-state gem, with deep, frosty luster, razor-sharp details, and absolutely flawless surfaces. That particular coin made headlines in the numismatic world when it sold for an astonishing $45,000 at a major auction house. Yes, you heard me right. A 1985 Roosevelt dime, a coin originally worth 10 cents, was sold for the price of a high-end luxury vehicle. And here's the twist: most of these high-value coins are not just museum pieces. They're out there, still in circulation. In pockets. In jars. In junk drawers. In coin collections people inherited but never really looked through. That's why this live stream is so important. Because tonight, you could be the next person to discover a hidden treasure that's been lying in plain sight. Let's talk about what to look for. First off, flip that coin over. Is the mint mark, D, clear and sharp just above the torch? Check the reverse side. Do the horizontal bands on the torch, known as the full torch bands or FB designation, appear fully struck and separated? Coins with full bands are extremely rare in the 1985 D series. The dies at the time were worn, so perfect strikes are hard to find. Now turn it back to the obverse side. Look closely at the inscription. "In God We Trust." Are the letters doubled? Is the profile of President Franklin D. Roosevelt showing any signs of doubling, especially on his chin, eye, or hairline? That could mean doubled die obverse, which can increase the value of the coin dramatically. Also, check the rim of the coin. Is it slightly misaligned? Are there any signs of clipped planchet, broad strike, or off-center errors? These mint mistakes are like winning lottery tickets when it comes to coin collecting. Now let's talk about condition. If your coin looks nearly untouched, with original mint luster, no scratches, and full sharp detail, you might have a mint state coin, And if it grades MS65 or higher, your dime is in the league of rare investment-grade collectibles. Coins graded MS67 or above are the ones that hit the jackpot. That's what collectors and dealers are willing to pay thousands, even tens of thousands, of dollars for. Now I know what you're thinking. Where can I get my coin graded? There are two major coin grading companies, PCGS, the Professional Coin Grading Service, and GC, the Numismatic Guarantee Company. Both are highly trusted in the numismatic world. You send your coin in, they evaluate it under expert conditions, and return it with a grade and certification. If you think your 1985 de Roosevelt dime might be something special, it's worth the effort. We are talking about a tiny coin worth a giant fortune. The 1985 de Roosevelt dime could be your ticket to $45,000 or more, if you've got the right combination of rarity, condition, and a bit of luck. So let's talk a little about the man behind the coin, Franklin D. Roosevelt. This iconic dime was first minted in 1946 to honor President Roosevelt, who passed away in 1945. He was a man who led America through the Great Depression and World War II, and perhaps most fittingly, he was the founder of the March of Dimes. That's why his image graces the 10-cent coin to honor a legacy of helping those with disabilities, especially those affected by polio. It's not just a coin. It's a symbol of resilience, of strength, of American history, and now, decades later, it's also a symbol of unbelievable value. So what should you do tonight after this live stream ends? Grab a flashlight. Pull out that jar of change. Empty out those old drawers. Call your parents. Check their coin stash. Search every dime you come across. Because lightning doesn't strike twice. But finding a 1985 de Roosevelt dime worth $45,000 could strike once in a lifetime. There are treasure stories coming out every day. People finding rare coins at flea markets, in change from grocery stores, at yard sales, even in inherited collections that sat untouched for 30 years. And you might just be the next one. If you have a 1985 D dime, I want you to comment below, send in photos, and share your story. The coin community is massive and supportive, and this could be your moment to shine. And if you're enjoying this live video, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications, because I bring you updates on rare and valuable coins that could change your financial future forever. Don't miss a chance to turn pocket change into PowerPoint. One dime. One chance. One fortune. The 1985 de Roosevelt dime, your $45,000 dream coin, could be closer than you think. Until next time, keep hunting, keep collecting, and keep believing. You never know what treasure is waiting for you, right beneath your fingertips. This is your host signing off from today's live treasure reveal. Stay blessed, stay curious, and always check your change. Good night, coin hunters.